All the entire amusement park is run by women staff. They said the biggest draw of the amusement park isn't the new hours, however, of fashion freedom. Instead, they go there to get behind the wheel. Even a bumper car wheel in a country that bans female drivers. There's no loud bangs, no ferocious head-on crashes. There's a few slow-speed collisions, but also a lot of women who are dodging, as women are content to just glide over the smooth surface with a little tiny steering wheel in their hand. Isn't that sad? Are we going to be like that when the driverless cars take over? Are we going to be that repressed? But this is what's going on here. They say they love to drive the cars. Now, when the men come here, they're always bumping. But if you bump the ladies, they scream at you and say, hey, I came here to drive. Stop that. And then the night is over. And they have to walk out and put on their hoods. And the men pick them up because the religious police in Saudi Arabia, the supporters that Hillary Clinton prostitutes herself for, will arrest them, will beat them. Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. I'm David Knight on this Wednesday, June 22nd, 2016. Of course, the big issues before us today are another attempt at gun control coming from the Senate. We have a major policy speech, I would put it that way. It's talking about Hillary Clinton, but, you know, folks, if you're a criminal and a liar, that's been her policy, okay? So he's defining her policy by defining her. And then we're also going to have Lord Monckton joining us in the second hour, in the next hour, to talk about Brexit, which is the vote is going to happen tomorrow, and that's a global issue. We've talked about that just a moment ago, but I want to talk about this story from Slate. Now, last Saturday, Donald Trump was in Las Vegas, and Slate wrote an article that just came out, and the title of the article was Hillary for Prison 2016, and it's like, whoa, that's like our T-shirt. It's like, yeah, it's exactly like our T-shirt. The whole article, the beginning of the article is about our T-shirt. And they talked to a lady, Anna, and I believe her name is pronounced Kate. It's K-H-A-I-T. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Anna Kate, a 27-year-old professional poker player and a contestant on the latest season of Survivor, was standing next to the entrance of the Cirque du Soleil's Mystery in the Treasure Island Hotel, explaining the shirt she was wearing, and it read Hillary for Prison 2016. She says, I got this on Infowars.com. I love this shirt, she said. There's so many people walking by and saying, I love this shirt. I love this shirt. Give me a high five. At this moment, a middle-aged black woman stopped to compliment Kate on her shirt. Yay, Hillary. For prison, Kate explained gently. Oh, you want her in prison? The woman asked. She's a criminal, Kate replied. And if you want to have a conversation starter like this lady that they were talking about, you can get your Hillary for Prison T-shirt at InfoWars. We've even got a special on it, a limited special. 50% off for 1 week, and it's started yesterday, so it's not that long. And get the next one for 75% off. 50% off the first one, 75% off the second one. And as you heard, it looks like Hillary for president, because the lady who walked by thought that's what it was, said, yay, Hillary. But if you look closely, it says Hillary for prison, and that's precisely where she needs to be, in the big house, not the White House. Okay, now, Donald Trump is out saying that Hillary is a world-class liar. Let's play this clip from today's speech.
Hillary Clinton, and as you know, most people know, she's a world-class liar. Just look at her pathetic email server statements or her phony landing. Or her phony landing in Bosnia, where she said she was under attack, and the attack turned out to be young girls handing her flowers. A total and look, this was one of the buttes.
Okay.
A total and self-serving lie.
So is he overstepping this? Is he going a little bit too far, calling her a world-class liar? Let's fact check that. Let's play the clip from CBS News when she was in Bosnia. Here's that clip.
There was supposed to be some kind of a greeting ceremony at the airport, but instead we just ran with our heads down to get into the vehicles to get to our base.
Problem is, that's not what happened. And we should know, CBS News accompanied the First Lady and daughter Chelsea on that Bosnia trip. That's Senator Clinton talking to me on the military flight into Tuzla. And these are the pictures we recorded of the greeting ceremony when the plane landed. Compare that to Senator Clinton's account.
I remember landing under sniper fire. There was no greeting ceremony, and we basically were told to run to our cars. Now that is what happened.
Thank you.
Getting
There was
kisses
no
from little
sniper
girls.
fire either when Senator Clinton visited 2 Army outposts where she posed for photos, and no sniper fire back at the base, where she sang at a USO show starring Sinbad and Sheryl Crow.
Yeah, she's a world-class liar. No doubt about it. Okay, here's some of the other things that Donald Trump said. He said her server, of course, that's what he was just talking about. He goes, she's lying about this server thing. He said her server was easily hacked by foreign governments, perhaps even by her financial backers in communist China, putting all of America in danger. Then he went on to say, I don't know what's in those deleted emails, but our enemies probably do. Oh, no, it's not a probably. He soft-sold that. It's a definitely. Our enemies definitely know what's in that. Look, if Guccifer could hack into these private servers, and the guy is not even an IT specialist, he just guessed at their passwords, okay? You can bet that the private server of the Secretary of State is a target. We've had the Federal Reserve hacked 50 different times because they want to know what the private discussions of the Federal Reserve are. You think they'd want to know what the State Department is talking about? He says, yeah, they probably have a blackmail file over someone who wants to be president of the United States. Exactly. Stay with us when we come back. Alex Jones will be joining us.
This is what the establishment media does, attempting to totally control the narrative of our lives. They tell us that Obamacare does not have death panels, even though they admit now it does. They tell us Obamacare is free. Then it cuts your bill in half. Then it's the cost of a phone or cable bill. Then you can keep your doctor. And then, of course, we have one of the architects of it, Gruber, on C-SPAN saying, thank God the American people are so stupid and don't have attention spans. And then he says that he never said that. And 7 more videos at least come out of him bragging about developing the deceptive plan to be used against the American people. And it's that same tactic we see out of Slate magazine with their latest headline. And Slate magazine comes out with this demonization campaign and says, oh my gosh, the incredible conspiracy theory from Alex Jones that Hillary needs to go to prison. The idea that she's committed any crimes, the idea that she should be prosecuted, it's as asinine as saying that maybe Richard Nixon should be prosecuted, except Richard Nixon did nothing compared to her. But they sit there and they shake their fingers at us and they make fun of us and they just imply that none of this is happening, hoping that the most dumbed down elements of society out there don't actually look into the facts. But I mean, just imagine this now. It's now conspiracy theory if you wear a t-shirt that says Hillary for President 2016, obviously a pun, saying instead of being in the Oval Office, she needs to, be in the reopened Alcatraz. So this is how they manipulate society. This is how they manipulate culture. And it's totally and completely sick. And that's why I'm intensifying my efforts. They're really upset about this meme. They see it at Donald Trump rallies, but other rallies all over the country. There are hundreds of other T-shirt shops and things online now imitating the shirt or making variants of it. Personally, I'm totally fine with that because I wanted this to be a meme that was picked up by the American people. I wanted this to be a meme that went completely viral and showed the power. It's not about selling T-shirts for $19.95. But speaking of the devil, they're $9.95 right now for the first shirt you get. The second shirt you get in the same order is $4.95. That is 75% off, ladies and gentlemen, 75% off. And imagine the power if tens of thousands more of these shirts go out. Imagine the power of those being seen at events all over the country. all over television, really breaking the Berlin Wall of control and saying to the social engineers, yes, we want Hillary Clinton to go to prison. Yes, we want her investigated for Benghazi and back to the Cattlegate futures and Vince Foster and Fast and Furious and her foundation and everything this criminal administration and this group of mafias are involved in. So that's what it comes down to. That's what we the people want. It's what common sense shows. And the attempt by the social engineers to pull this operation off, the attempt by the globalists to sit there and make us feel like we're weird, we're alone, we're strange, and that it's bizarre to actually call for these criminals to get in trouble is just asinine. Their hoax is falling. Their attempt to control reality is just dissipating. And the only facade left is that free thinkers still think that we're somewhat alone and don't realize the real power we have. And it is something like a Molon Labe shirt or a Come and Take It shirt or a Hillary for Prison shirt from InfoWarsStore.com that A, funds the InfoWar with the latest info, but B, allows the public to really interface with each other and realize how many of us there really are. And so that we can have our own narrative. We can challenge their false reality and bring in common sense. So I want to challenge folks to take advantage of the 75% off. You can go to InfoWars.com/show. And you can also find links right there to the newsletter, Infowars.com/newsletter. But both of those pages have links to each other. Put in your email, and we'll send you a promo code for 75% off the second shirt, 50% off the first shirt. And again, we're not really making a profit off this, but it's all about just getting the word out and really rubbing salt in the wound, because this meme has them scared. This meme absolutely is symbolic of the villagers coming with their pitchforks, coming with their hatchets towards the castle. And the social engineers are absolutely aware of the fact that the media has a 6% trust rate in a major national AP poll. They know the Congress has a 9% approval rating in Gallup poll. They know they're a pack of criminals. They know they're a pack of scum. They know they've committed crimes so great that they've doubled and tripled down all the way to the next level, and that they're trying to fail forward. She needs to get into the presidency to cover up her past crimes and persecute her enemies. So we are full steam ahead exposing this. Hillary for Prison 2016 and Slate and all the other establishment publications. The New York Times has talked about it. They all show their weakness when they sit there and demonize this, when they sit there and try to shut this down, because they know it's having a giant effect. Now back to David Knight, Paul Watson, and others that are co-hosting this live Global Wednesday transmission.
Thank you, Alex. That's Alex Jones. And of course, today is a major speech from Donald Trump. You remember a couple of weeks ago, he said, I'm going to have a major speech on Monday. I'm going to define Hillary. And of course, that didn't happen because we had the Orlando shooting stories that came out over that weekend. And so here we are about 10 days after that, and the speech has come out, and it is a major speech. He hit her with everything, essentially. But he starts out by talking about the economy. That is a key issue, folks. People vote their pocketbook. It's the economy, stupid. That's what the Clinton campaign said when they won. And, of course, that is a very powerful weapon for Donald Trump, and it is something most people believe, rightfully so, that he can do a far better job than Hillary Clinton of relieving us of the burdens that the federal government has put on us. And one of the things he says is, of course, he's going to change immigration rules to give unemployed Americans opportunities to get good jobs. He vows to stand up for countries that cheat on U.S. trade. And we need to understand, folks, when you bring in workers, when you export jobs, when you say, as Hillary Clinton does, she's going to give blanket amnesty to people, and yet look at the massive numbers of people. Even the Federal Reserve is saying the unemployment numbers are totally bogus. They don't include people who have given up looking for work or who haven't been able to find a job for a very long time. They just exclude them. When did that kind of phony accounting begin in the economy? Well, you can go back to the first Clinton administration. That's when they started doing that. And then he talks about the open borders. And, of course, really, folks, it's not gun control. It's border control if you want to talk about things that are endangering us here. He says Hillary Clinton, who already has the blood of so many on her hands, is now announcing she is willing to put each and every one of our lives in harm's way. An open door policy to criminals, to terrorists who enter our country. Hillary is not concerned about you or I. Because, quite frankly, All of these gun control measures, they keep screaming background checks, watch lists. I want to watch these people. I want to know what they're doing. I want to know who they are. Well, they didn't do it for this Orlando shooter, did they? Okay. And they're not doing it for the people coming into this country. They have no idea who these people are. So don't talk to us about having background checks once the people get into this country. It's a bit late at that point. Let's play a clip from Donald Trump's speech where he's talking about Hillary taking money from the Arab countries and her email scandal.
Hillary Clinton accepted $58,000 in jewelry from the government of Brunei